Hello, my name is Nell, and I have things to say about disability, chronic illness, and mental health. I have lived with these things in a variety of ways for the majority of my life, and here in my videos on my channel, I talk about them. I talk about them to give some awareness and education to the people who don't live with these things, and to show some compassion and solidarity to the people who do. If that sounds like something that interests you, I would love it if you would subscribe to the channel. Come back every Wednesday when I upload new videos. Let me know what you think of my videos in the comments section, and if you know of somebody who would benefit from or enjoy one of my videos, please send them my way. Today I want to ask the question, is mental illness a disability? Does it count as a disability? What's the difference between mental illness and disability? Now, mental illness can be considered a disability in some cases. Mental illness is essentially a spectrum, and at a certain point in that spectrum, it is considered a psychosocial disability. It is considered disabling. For some people with mental illness, it affects them, certainly. It can crop up from time to time, but it is not seen as a disability. It's seen as an illness. It's seen as something that can be treated, that can be kept under control. For some people, their mental illness and their mental health conditions affect them in such a severe and intense way that it really inhibits their functioning. It inhibits their ability to maintain a job, to form and maintain relationships, to even concentrate on the things they enjoy, their hobbies, or even to perform tasks of self-care. This is when it becomes a disability, when they can't actually just function in everyday life. Now, this is when people are eligible for disability services or a disability support pension because they can't work. They can't engage in a working environment. That if you put them in a working environment, they wouldn't be able to concentrate. They wouldn't be able to function. They wouldn't be able to engage with other people around them. They just wouldn't be able to function. That isn't safe for them. That isn't healthy for them. They might not be able to maintain routines. They wouldn't be able to just sleep, then get up, then eat, then bathe, then do all of those things. Those things don't kick in the way they would for a mentally well person. So some people with mental health conditions that extend to psychosocial disability will have support workers. Support workers who come and check on them and make sure that they eat and that they bathe and that they brush their teeth and brush their hair. They will take them out shopping and make sure that they can focus on their grocery shopping without having an anxiety panic attack or having a meltdown. This is when it extends to psychosocial disability, when somebody actually needs some kind of support to exist. So because it is a spectrum, it can be very difficult for some people to understand. For somebody who says, well, I have depression and I can still work. So that other person with depression, why can't they work? That's just unfair. No, it's because their depression is at a different level in the spectrum than you. It's kind of like with chronic illness. I have multiple chronic illnesses that have caused me to become disabled, that have put me in a wheelchair. There are other people who have the same chronic illnesses. However, they are still able to function. Some people with my chronic illnesses are able to work, are able to raise families, are able to, go out and have hobbies and social lives. It's a spectrum. And the fact that they're able to do that doesn't invalidate my experience of not being able to do those things. It doesn't mean that I'm faking it. It doesn't mean that they don't have these illnesses. It simply means that we're falling on different ends of the spectrum, different areas of the spectrum. So if two people have depression and for one person, their depression means that they literally can't get out of bed and they have to have somebody prompt them to get out of bed, and they won't brush their teeth or feed themselves unless they're prompted. And for the other person, it means that most of the time they can go to work, they can raise their family, but every now and again they get really down and they are on antidepressants. That doesn't mean, that difference does not mean that the person maintaining a regular life doesn't have depression. And it doesn't mean that the person who cannot maintain a normal life isn't working hard enough. They both have the same illness to different degrees. And one person might need more support, but the other person still validly has the illness. So yes, mental health and mental illness can be considered a disability, depending on where it falls in the spectrum. And so people with mental illnesses absolutely deserve disability support as much as anybody else with a disability. And I am very thankful that the NDIS and other disability services are recognizing this. They're not just throwing it back to the mental health service, because the mental health service is great for people who have mental illness to the point of it being mental illness, not so much for the people who have psychosocial disability. So if you have a friend who has a mental health condition and they really can't engage with life to a full extent, please keep in mind that even if you might have a same diagnosis, but you're able to do life a little easier, don't invalidate them and don't invalidate yourself. You're just falling on different areas of the spectrum. You're both very, very valid. All right, that's all for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Please check out my Instagram and TikTok. They are a little more fun than my YouTube channel. Much love to you. Bless.